Hey, what's up? This is Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz. This is my weekly video blog called Bullheaded, a review of the Houston Texans news, as well as a preview of the upcoming game matchups. So if you wonder why I'm up close and personal to you right now, it's because I'm testing out a new webcam, and I'm really struggling with it right now. So I don't feel like dealing with it no more. So let me just get through these Texans topics so we can get on with what we need to get on with. So that being said, congratulations to the Texans. They won the AFC South. Beating it was tough. Don't mind, yo. It was straight up tough. Taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of all teams. But it kind of played out how I was talking about it would play out. What to expect. In that particular game, in last week's episode of Bullheaded, this is going to be a team that came with either a bad Jameis Winston or the good Jameis Winston. Early on, we got the bad Jameis Winston. Then, as the game kept going on, we got the more positive side of Jameis Winston that Tampa Bay is more so inclined to loving. So, definitely two sides to that. So yeah, first off, big ups to the defense for getting the turnovers. Even Jonathan Joseph got him a pick. Who else? Oh, Bradley Roby, he notched himself a pick. So yeah, defense forced 4 interceptions overall. Got a fumble as well. Recovered a fumble as well. So big ups to them. As far as speaking of quarterbacks on their bad and good side, unfortunately, we probably got like the bad Deshaun Watson to show up for this game. Finished with like 184 yards and a couple of interceptions on the day. So, it was kind of computer's bugging. So, kind of a lackluster performance from him. Hopefully, it's just a blip on the radar, and it's just something that he can just bounce back from really, really quickly. So yeah, now that we got the AFC South wrapped up and everything, come with a couple more issues to be exact. So the division's wrapped up, and we need to figure out like how we're gonna rest these players. So it's week 17. We pretty much the highest we can go is the third seed, and we got a competitive, fifth and sixth seed right behind us. So it all comes down to like how are we gonna rest these players and get them on their best behavior come wild card weekend. So first up, as far as like the resting dilemma goes, we have the Tennessee Titans again, week 17, at home, mind you, and so it's like, what do you want to do? Because the Titans, they're playing for a playoff spot, and the thing about that is they're playing for the sixth seed, and what's at stake, supposedly at stake for us, is the third seed as well, and that's only if Kansas City loses. So if Kansas City loses this Sunday, then and we win, then we jump right up to the third seed, and we're probably playing the Tennessee Titans, either the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Oakland Raiders. Now, out of all those three teams, I tell it to you like this. Tennessee, they've been hot as of late. They were hot coming into the game against us. Obviously, they lost that. I believe they lost against the Saints as well. So, it kind of fills it out a little bit. But now they're coming back. They got Derrick Henry, who should be fully healthy and 100%, coming in week 17 against us. So, he's going to be looking to have a big game, bigger than what he tried to have against us the first time. Also, the receivers, AJ Brown and Tajay Sharp or whoever, what up and whatnot. They've been playing pretty good for the Titans as well. In fact, they kind of, I think Brown kind of got us. He kind of got us for like a couple hundred. No, I had like 6 catches for like 100 something yards in that first matchup. So he's going to be he's going to be inspired to, kind of eat a little bit more the second time around. So that's one thing that's pretty much popping up for this week 17. So yeah, but after the Titans, it's the Raiders and the Steelers. And, Steelers, they have a very great defense, no doubt about it. However, their offense, it hasn't been great. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger's been out the whole season, but they also just put Mason Rudolph on IR. So they got the guy Dodges, Devin Hodges, whatever his name is, uh, Duck something, the Duck quarterback. They got they got him back there. So um, it's obviously it's not going to be as great of an offense, which is a good thing for our defense. Seeing the way they performed against a gunslinger like uh, Jameis Winston, I'm starting to feel like the announcer from the broadcast the other day and called him like Winslow or something. But anyway, um, but yeah, Steelers, they had their quarterback issues, whatever, but a great defense. Raiders, I just feel like we just played down to them in that first matchup. And this time around, knowing that it's the playoffs and we're going to be at home, that we, cut our teeth on a couple. Watson has cut his teeth on a, playoff game. I think he's going to have his team, help get this team motivated to play above that level. So yeah, I would definitely, out of all those, out of all those three teams, I would probably prefer the Steelers. Just knowing the problems that they have on offense, and how we can actually just wear that defense down. But uh, that being said, Titans are probably like the best team out of those three, and that'll probably wind up in the sixth seed. Should we end up in the third seed? So I still say, if we get that third seed, we need to aim for that third seed. If we stay in the fourth seed, um, we're gonna have Buffalo, and Buffalo, um, pretty great defense. Um, Josh Allen, he's gotten better this season, so I would say it's definitely going to be a challenge as far as that goes. But what I will say about that is, I believe the Texans can, even though Allen's a mobile, beginning to, even though he can do mobile quarterback plays, I don't think he's on the level of a Lamar Jackson. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal as far as like, Buffalo's just going to come in here and just, do whatever to us. Nah, Texans, I think they got something for, I think they got something for Buffalo, pretty much. And so we should be able to handle them. But I would much prefer we get that 3 seed and take our choosing from Titans, Steelers, or Raiders. So with that being said, still on the topic of resting, that also, knowing the opponents that are coming in, that kind of really adds to this dilemma. So another thing that adds to, like, should we rest these players or not? Um, it's pretty much the injuries that are everywhere. So Watson popped up on the injury list with a back issue. Will Fuller, they kept saying that he's dealing with a 3 week injury and he might be coming in and he might be playing on week 17, but they just ruled him out. Just a litany of other players just all around that's just hurt. JJ Watt is supposed to be back as well, so um, I'm really not sure how. I honestly, to be honest, how I feel about that is I don't think he should come back week 17. Like, if he's gonna come back for the playoffs. But week 17, I don't want you, re-injuring something, just to see, just to prove that you're some type of superhuman Iron Man or whatever you're trying to do. So, yeah, if they can keep JJ on the sideline for week 17, I'm cool with that. And if he is healthy enough to go for the playoffs, then do that. Um, so yeah, but given the fact that we got all these injuries and but we're still playing for the third seed, if we have to like just really put players out there, what I'm really gonna say is that let's just give them 1 quarter at least. 1 quarter, keep the rhythm up, and only if the protection is good. So I mean, 1 quarter, depending on how good the offense really does, they should probably get, if they get like a good long drive out there, get everybody's involved in it. So all the maybe both running backs, probably get the ball dished out to each of the receivers, or at least 2 or 3 different receivers, if you can. Just do that all in like that first quarter. Get at least 2 good. You should be able to get like at least 2 good series in. Now, the only way I would say cut the quarter short is if the protection isn't good. Um, that's obviously going to be a big issue. So even if like Clark or Johnson or Tunsil, if they just happen to let a defender slide by, um, and Watson just still is able to escape. If Watson is escaping like at least 3 or 4 times during the drive, like cut it short. I don't, just cut it short because eventually they're going to catch them. So, but yeah, at least one quarter. Let's keep the rhythm up, and just make sure the protection is good. So, with that being said, usually I don't do like a keys to winning the game, but in this in this instance, winning is going to be a little bit different. So, um, the keys to win it, the big win is everybody makes it out of this game healthy, in my opinion. So one of the first things you need to do is not risk injury. So that goes back to what I was saying about just keep it in one quarter. Just kind of keep everybody's rhythm up, keep everybody's blood flowing, and then don't be afraid to switch it out to the backups or second string QB or anything like that. If the score gets out of hand, like either way, so if we 21 skunk them in the first quarter, if it is like a close game, like heading into the half or whatever, and you still able to catch that third seed, then yeah, definitely kind of keep that going. But if it's just out of hand, where it's like Chiefs already won the Chiefs already locked down the third seed, um, or maybe we went up like 21-0, at half, or the Titans up 21-0, in the second quarter. Just start pulling everybody, man. Just let it go. You know what I'm saying? You live to see another game. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. That's my big W. That's my big key to that. Do not risk any injury, man. Keep all these guys healthy for this game this Sunday, because we definitely gonna need y'all for the wild card the following week. So that's all I got for y'all this week. I'm Brandon Simmons for Brandon Simmons.biz. Holla black.